What up, guys? It is your boy Directsun here, bringing you back another NBA video. Today is November the 8th, 2019. This is an 11-game slate, a fat slate we got here, guys. I'm excited to break this one down. You know, the bigger the contest, the bigger the slates, the more people that tune in, and I just enjoy being able to bring this value to you guys. If you guys don't know who I am Directsun. I bring daily fantasy content daily. I do NBA daily, and I bring NFL videos. If you guys are interested in that, go and subscribe. I do bring a lot of value and hit on a lot of my plays, so go subscribe, turn on post notifications, and don't forget to like the video, guys, if you find any value from it. And also go in the comments down below and ask me any questions you might have before log, or any values, any injuries. People have done it so far and has paid off for them. And I also do send you guys lineups, updated lineups, if you ask for them. So go do that in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into this video. So to start off, I usually go to my top tier plays, and then I go my mid-range, and then I go value plays. So let's start off with my top value play, and this is going to be right off the bat. Easy play right here. Joel Embiid, man, this guy is going to beast out for you. If he's healthy on the court and he stays and he doesn't get injured, doesn't get into foul trouble, he's going to beast out for you. Denver is a scary team on defense, people think, but Jokic has been struggling this year heavily. Man's been slumping, so honestly, Joel Embiid with no Simmons, I would attack this all day. He's going to be popular, but you're just going to have to eat that chalk. I think Joel Embiid's going to be a fantastic play, especially at 10,400. I think he should be in the 11K range, but he's priced to where he's viable. So last game, 56 points. I think he can reach even above that in this one, getting you around to 60 to 65 points in this one. I have a good prediction if it stays competitive, which I think it can be. So I think Joel Embiid is a great play for 10,400 as being one of your top tier plays. So another player that I'm going to go with, and this is kind of like a top tier play, I would say. Both of these guys are kind of the top tiers. So we're going to go to power forward, and we're just going to go to Pascal Siakam, going against New Orleans, one of the worst teams in the league, I guess you can say, and the worst defensive team in the league, and being New Orleans. And I think Toronto's just going to eat up this matchup like they've done before. Their first game, both teams are kind of play at a quick pace, a little above average, a little bit above the league average. Both Toronto does, and New Orleans just plays at a fast pace, as we all know. There's always high totals going against them, as recently known, going against with the Rockets, and then going against the Brooklyn Nets. Those were very past games that I was able to watch and see how these players react. But Siakam's a fine play at 8,800. You know, he beast out last game, putting up 23 points in game and 13 rebounds. He can do that again in versus New Orleans like he did last time. He put up 34 points, had 18 rebounds and 5 assists. So he's an overall player, and he can get you those steals and blocks too. So don't sleep on Siakam. He might be overlooked, especially with a lot of the players that are on the slate. And Siakam's a fine play at 8,800 as being one of your top tier plays. And I'm just going to go right along that game line and pick his counterpart on the opposite side of that game, and being Brandon Ingram. Man, this guy's been great, showing signs like KD. Honestly, like, what has this guy haven't done, except for when he put up that 15-point stinker, which is an outlier. Man, this guy's been beasting out for his price range only being 8,100. He's a guy that can get you 60 points. In versus Toronto last time out, he put 41 up, which is great at his price point, getting you 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's an overall around player, and I really like him at this price point that can even go for even more than 41 points that he put up in his first game versus Toronto. I don't think no one can really defend him on Toronto, and no one can really defend this guy in general. So honestly, he's in a great spot, especially in a game that should be close and competitive with New Orleans being home. I don't think there's any sign of being a blowout in this one. So Brandon Ingram is a start in my small forward position there. So now we're going to go towards my more mid-range plays and trying to attack some of my guys that are going to be around the 6 to to 5 to maybe even 4K range. We'll see there, but mostly staying in the 5K range. So we're going to go to guard, completing our stack of the Toronto and New Orleans game, and going to be Hart. Josh Hart has been a great player, even coming off the bench or starting in the lineup. He's been just a good value play, good mid-range play, sorry, and being that consistent player that you really want in your lineup, except for getting that 10 to 22 points. But other than that, 30, 30, 36, 41, 31. So, he's an overall guy that can get you that points. And especially for Toronto, the first time out, he got 33.5. He's a scorer, he's a rebounder, and he's a guy that can get you steals and blocks. So I really do like him in this spot in going along with that game stack with Toronto and New Orleans that I think might be low owned and overlooked in a lot this slate, with a lot of big names out there in a lot of big games. So I do think that Josh Hart is a fine play. First price tag at 5,600. Putting you in, you can slate him into your point guard. I'll put him in my point guard, especially since another value play that's going to be able to fit into the guard pretty easily. So now we're going to go to the value plays so we can get all these studs in, like Joel Embiid, Siakam, Ingram, and Josh Hart. We're going to fit in some value plays. So at shooting guard, we're going to go with Evan Fournier. Don't mind this at all. Going against a great matchup versus Memphis. Memphis is just a horrible defensive team. I think that he should be able to get a shot going. He has been slumping. 4 points, in-game points, 9 in-game points, putting together a really sloppy last 2 games, but his potential is going to get you 30 to 35 points, which I think he can get if he gets his shot hot versus a lacking Memphis team. I think this is where he starts to get going, especially from the 3-point line. I feel like Evan Fournier is just going to, this is the slate breaker right here. I feel like Evan Fournier can really do it, and depending on injuries, I think he's a great value play at this point before the lock right now. So another player that I want to go with is going to be at the 4 spot, and that is going to be on Atlanta, Kevin Huerter, if that's how you say his name. He's been a consistent guy coming off the bench. He's getting his minutes restriction lifted. He's playing to the mid-20s. He should be playing in the high 30s. And I do like him in this spot, especially getting that consistent 20 points. So I can see him going for 25 to even getting that 30 points that you want in this value play. Nothing more to say about him as a guy that can produce all around as a point guard for the Atlanta team, knowing that they need playmakers, especially with John Collins out, which is a named producer. I know Trae Young is the main guard on that team, but I think they can both play them at the exact same spot, slotting Kevin Huerter into the shooting guard role or into the point guard role, and vice versa with Trae Young. And honestly, I'm going to go, once again right here, I'm going to go with a player that's in the starting lineup right now for Orlando and is good defensively, and that is going to be Markelle Fultz, even in a touch matchup versus Memphis, which shouldn't be too bad. I think Fultz is a great play. Getting you that, once again, just exactly like Huerter, he's going to get you 24 to 25 points with that potential of getting you 30, especially if he gets you that those points, because he's only been scoring like low double digits. So I feel like he could put up more than that. So if he gets you in the 20-point range with baskets, he can get you that 30-point mark that you really want to regain that value of hitting 6 times value. So I think Markelle Fultz is just waiting to have that breakout game, and I think he can have one here versus Memphis in an up. And honestly, it's 2 really trash teams, and it might be it has a low total because Orlando's defense is just really good. I'm staying away from all Memphis players, and but like honestly, Orlando players should be able to score in this one, so that's why I have 2 from here and none from Memphis for me, just drawing no interest from that. And another player that I'm going to go with for my final pick in my value spot is going to be CJ Miles. I continue to ride this guy. He's so underlooked in the fantasy land. CJ Miles is just a great guy and especially since Washington do like this CJ Miles coming off the bench. He played 23 minutes. I was on this guy in my last video. You can go check that out. And he scored 15 points. He's just hits threes. That's what he does. He hits threes, he gets assists, and he gets rebounds. And once he starts getting those threes dropping, he can put you fantasy points in a hurry. So 27.5 is a great price tag, which he was previously at 3,100. His price tag jumped up almost a full grand. So he's going to be a producer on the floor, and he's getting his minutes back up there, coming off injury. So he's going to play in the mid 25s coming off the bench. I don't mind him in this price, 4,100 at a guy that should be in the 5K range. So that's gonna do it, guys. This is my lineup. If you guys want my updated lineups and updated plays, go comment down below. Spam those comments. Go ask me any questions you guys want. Leave a like on the video and don't forget to subscribe. We're growing here. If you guys like my value, keep on following me. Turn those post notifications on. I post daily. So yeah, I just really want to emphasize, just keep on following me. Being able to compare my picks and other players and other YouTubers picks is just good. I love that. I encourage that to happen, but being able to stick with my picks and being able to understand what I bring to the table is important. So hitting that subscribe button means a lot, guys. So this is my lineup. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Directsun logging off. Peace, guys.